Growing up on a farm instills you with a sense of pride and a love of the land and animals God has entrusted you with.
I'm Bo Teal, and I'm 6, and I love farming.
Farm life builds character, a sense of responsibility, and a work ethic like no other.
I like being on the farm because there's a bunch of room to do stuff.
Lessons from the farm are life lessons that can't be learned anywhere else.
I'm Caroline Teal. I'm 9 years old, and I love to farm.
Those raised on the farm turn into productive, active adults who are leaders not only on their farms, but in their communities.
I'm Blake Teal. I'm 11 years old, and I love farming.
Generation after generation, children raised on the farm choose that life for their own and choose to raise their children that way, to pave the way to a brighter future.
It's a different way to grow up. I'm going to say it's a better way to grow up because it teaches values that are important that a lot of kids nowadays I don't think have.
As a kid growing up on a farm, I used to love going to Tractor Supply and getting the newest, best tractors. I wanted one just like my daddy and my granddaddy so I could play with it out here in the yard, be just like him. And as soon as he let me get in that tractor, I was hooked. I just wanted to ride in it every chance I could get. And that's all I studied was tractors, farming. I had little cows and barns, and I wouldn't change anything about it.
I'm grateful for the upbringing I had. I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't dream of having anything different. This is my life. This is what I've always wanted to do since I was my kid's age, and hopefully I can keep doing it till I can't do it no more, and they can take over, and I get to watch them do it.
I want to farm when I grow up because I want my kids to learn the experience of they can have.
Because you have to work and feed and water the cows.
And this house that I grew up in has sheltered generations of my family, and I just feel so privileged now to be able to raise my kids in the same house I was raised in and raise them on this farm and give them the same experience that I had, just to be out in nature, out in the field by yourself, just working. It's just a good life. Farmers are the hardest working people in the world.
My friends don't really know what the farm is and stuff because they usually grow up in the city.
I like growing up on a farm too. And I like all the space because there's lots of room to ride my dirt bike. And sometimes I even help move cattle. I like it. I'm gonna be a farmer when I grow up. So I guess first I'm gonna be in the military, and then I'm going to be at Blue Circle, then own a dirt bike shop, and then own a farm.
As little kids, we was always riding around in the tractor, playing in the dirt, planting our own beans in a little spot that we had worked up. As I grew up, it's really in your heart being the farmer that supplies the food for not just us, but the whole entire world as well.
I can remember taking naps in the tractor cab and in the combine cab because I wanted to be out there the whole time, and my mom said that I had to have a nap even though I was on the farm, and so I did. I just laid down on the floor and took a nap, and have some of the best naps that I can recall is being in the cab of a tractor. Dad trusted me enough with the tractor that I drove the bull buggy for him one fall and never looked back, and now I can operate anything on the farm.
We're trying to get them started on an early age, and just get them used to things around the farm, and they both love to come. Bonnie especially loves to come and ride around and look at cows and help her pa do anything that he wants to do. So it's fun, and hopefully they'll continue to have that love for agriculture as they get older as well.
What do we feed the cows?
Corn.
What do we feed them?
Gas.
And some hay? And some...
Carrots.
Yeah, they might like carrots. Do they eat feed? And they eat silage?
They like silage.
For a kid on the farm, I always rode with my grandfather. I always wanted to be in the tractor cab, and it's something I love. There's something about watching something grow from coming out of a bag and growing up to the fall and then harvesting it. It's just something about it that gets in your blood.
I can remember the first time I ever drove a tractor. I was real young. My uncle looked at me and said, "Here, hop over in the seat." He said, "This controls your speed if you want to go faster." He said, "If you want to stop, kick it out of gear and hit the brakes." You know, that's some of my fondest memories. It's hard work, but you know, a lot of fun comes from that hard work.
My best memories as a child was on a farm when I didn't have a daycare or a preschool. When Daddy went to the field, I went with him. If Daddy was working ground out in the field, I was at the edge of the field with my little toy tractor doing the same exact thing he was.
When I was a kid, I loved to be on the farm. We were either out in the field, if it was even picking up chunks. I loved being out there, just being outside. We got working on the tractors, picking up hay. It was hot and hard, but for some reason I loved it. And my two boys love the farming. They love being on a tractor with Daddy. They love digging in the dirt. They both talk about wanting to grow up to be farmers. They love playing with their toy tractors. So hopefully one day they'll grow up and take all this off my hands.
Farmers are so important because they grow food for the world.